Have you ever felt misunderstood by your parents? Like they just don't get your dreams? There was once a young man, full of ambition, who looked at his father and saw only failure. He saw the worn-out furniture, the simple meals, and a future he desperately wanted to escape. "Why are we so poor?" he'd ask, his voice sharp with frustration. His father would just smile, a quiet, tired smile that the son mistook for weakness. One day, the anger boiled over. Harsh words were exchanged, words that would echo in the young man's heart for years. He packed his bags, slammed the door on his childhood home, and vowed never to return until he had made something of himself, till he could prove he was better than his humble origins. And he did. Years passed, and the world knew his name. Built an empire, lived in a house that could swallow his old village whole, and had everything he once dreamed of. But a strange thing happened. Every success, a hollow space grew inside him. The applause sounded distant, the luxury felt cold. He was successful, but he was not happy. He was rich, but he felt spiritually bankrupt. Loneliness was his most constant companion. One restless night, driven by an ache he couldn't name, he got in his car and drove. He drove through the night, back to the winding country roads of his youth. He found his way back to the house he had abandoned. It was just as he remembered, only older, quieter, weathered by time and neglect. The silence was deafening. The door was unlocked. Stepped inside. Dust motes danced in the faint light. Everything was still, a frozen memory of a life that had moved on. On the small wooden table where they used to eat, there was a single, sealed envelope with his name on it. His hands trembled as he opened it. The handwriting was his father's, frail but familiar. "My dearest son," it began. "If you are reading this, it means you have come home. I hope it also means you have found the success you were looking for. I want you to know something I could never bring myself to say. The year you left for the city to study, I sold the last piece of land our family owned. It was all I had, and it was just enough to pay for your education. I never wanted you to feel burdened. I never wanted your thanks. All I ever wanted was for you to find peace and happiness. My greatest pride was not in owning land, but in having a son with dreams bigger than my own." Tears streamed down the man's face, hot and unstoppable. They weren't tears of sadness, but of a profound, earth-shattering realization. All those years, he had seen his father as a symbol of poverty. But in reality, his father was the very foundation of his wealth. Every brick in his empire was built upon his father's silent sacrifice. The opportunities he seized were paid for by a love he had been too blind to see. He didn't just repair the old house, he rebuilt it, stronger and more beautiful than before. But he made sure to keep one thing exactly as it was. His father's old, worn-out armchair, placed right by the door, as if waiting for him to come home. One cold evening, as he sat in that chair, a knock came at the door. A weary-looking beggar stood on the porch, shivering. Without a second thought, the man invited him in, gave him a warm meal and a place to rest for the night. As he watched the stranger eat, he saw his father's face in his memory, always ready to share the little they had. He finally understood that true wealth isn't what you accumulate, it's what you give away. The story teaches us a powerful lesson. Gratitude is the key that can unlock the chains of resentment and heal our deepest wounds. But it is forgiveness, forgiving others, and just as importantly, forgiving ourselves, that makes us whole again.
Thank you so much for watching.
If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that inspires. We'll see you in the next one.